Here are 12 tips to help you prevent another stroke. But before we jump in, make sure that you click that subscribe button and click the join button to learn more about a channel membership to post-stroke. All right, let's get into it. Number 1, follow up with your doctor. Don't assume that the hospital is gonna make this appointment for you. You need to call your doctor or the neurologist office or have a loved one help you to set up this appointment. If you're able, talk with your doctor to find out specifically what caused your stroke. Now, you may or may not be able to find this out, but if you can, it can help you identify and address specific risk factors for your situation. You wanna ask lots of questions, including any about medication changes that your doctor wants to make. Having open communication with your doctor establishes a point of contact for you within the healthcare system that you can rely on, and it helps you to understand more about your specific situation. Number 2, avoid social isolation. While this isn't easy for everyone to do, maintaining social connectedness is really important for almost every aspect of our health, including our cardiovascular health. A 2015 systematic review published in Heart by the British Medical Journal found that individuals who had social relationship deficiencies had a 30% increased risk of developing coronary artery disease and stroke. So make time to connect with friends and family. If you can't meet somewhere, have a Zoom call. If you can't get on Zoom, have a phone call. And if you can't get on a phone call, text. Stay connected however you can. Number 3, sleep. This is one of the most important and yet overlooked aspects of health. So much so that I dedicated an entire video to it and its impact on stroke recovery that you can watch here. Now, generally, adults need around 7 to 9 hours of sleep for optimal health, but 1 in 3 don't get enough. And from the American Heart Association, poor sleep places someone for higher risk of heart attacks, stroke, and early death. So to get better sleep, first, follow up with your doctor. Because after a stroke, there are several different issues that can develop and interfere with your sleep, like sleep apnea, for example. Second, you wanna make sure that you're setting up your bedroom environment to get better sleep and to relax. So keep it cool, keep it dark, and use white noise if you need it. Number 4, diet. I know that you know eating healthier foods lowers your stroke risk. So let's talk about how you can make small changes that have a big impact on your diet. When you go grocery shopping, aim to get around 80% of your groceries from the perimeter of the store. This ensures that you're getting more fresh fruits and veggies. For the 20% of groceries that you get in the middle of the store, you wanna aim for whole grains and items with little to no added sugar. One of the best things that you can do is learn to cook for yourself at home. This will help you to limit foods that you eat out or take away, which are often filled with high fat, sugar, and lots of salt to make them hyper palatable. Number 5, move more. Getting more physically active can be a huge game changer for your health. For example, did you know that physical activity can actually lower your blood sugar for up to 24 hours or more after your workout by making your body more sensitive to insulin? And it can also help your blood vessels widen. It leads to an immediate reduction in systolic blood pressure, or a reduction in that top number in your blood pressure reading. And it can actually persist up to 24 hours. So if you want to get moving, start small. Do what you can and try to do what you enjoy. Something is always going to be better than nothing. Number 6, maintain a healthy body weight. As someone who has experienced body weight fluctuations over the years, I know that this can be really hard. But being overweight or obese puts you at a greater risk of developing high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, and heart disease, all of which increase stroke risk. Just like I mentioned with moving more, it's all about small steps. And especially if you have a lot of weight to lose, try to start small because it can be overwhelming to think about. You want to aim for around ½ pound to 2 pounds per week. You can also see if your insurance covers appointments with a dietitian so that you can get help learning what the best foods are to help support your goals and your body. And make sure that you talk with your doctor to see if there are medications that may help. Number 7, stop smoking and vaping. The risk of stroke related to smoking cigarettes has been well documented for years, and there is a dose-response relationship, meaning that the more you smoke, the increased risk of stroke that you have. And vaping or smoking e-cigarettes comes with some of their own issues. While we need more research to definitively say that vaping carries a causal risk of increased stroke, they do cause altered blood vessel functioning, and decreased blood oxygen saturation, which could result in harm to your health. However, knowing that you need to quit and actually quitting is incredibly hard to do. Many people try and fail. The key factors that can help you be more successful: having motivation to stop, finding out your why, and 2, a combination of medication and psychological help, whether you get this through counseling or through your own social circles. Number 8, limit alcohol. It has the potential to raise your blood pressure, alter your blood vessel tissue, and induce atrial fibrillation or other heart arrhythmias, which all increase stroke risk. If you're going to drink, opt for low intake, between 1 to 7 drinks per week, and choose wine over beer or liquor. Number 9, manage chronic conditions. This really boils down to know your numbers and take your medications. If you've got high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, you need to be checking your numbers regularly based on your doctor's recommendations and taking any medications for those conditions that you've been prescribed. You also need to know what range of numbers requires a call to your doctor, because keeping those chronic conditions in check can significantly reduce your stroke risk. Number 10, manage mental health. Depression, anxiety, panic disorder, bipolar, and yes, this includes managing your stress. As one of my favorite podcast hosts says, mental health is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. We know that unchecked chronic mental health issues, including chronic stress, can increase risk of stroke, as it can negatively impact your blood vessels over time. So talk with your doctor about medications that might be helpful. Consider counseling or psychotherapy. Try to get more physically active. It can be an incredible mood booster. And try to engage in hobbies that you enjoy. Number 11, get outside. Humans aren't meant to be cooped up in an office or our homes 24/7. We thrive when we get outside and get sunlight. In fact, I made an entire video on the subject that you can check out here. But the TLDR is that getting outside for just 2 hours a week, whether that's in one chunk or split up throughout the week, can significantly improve your health. It can make you feel calmer and reduce your stress levels by decreasing your muscle tension, blood pressure, and heart rate. Even if you have movement limitations, there are accessible hiking trails and walking paths that are wheelchair friendly. You can simply have your morning coffee outside instead of at the kitchen table, or perhaps try eating a meal outside instead of at the dining room table. Number 12, know the symptoms of a stroke. While this won't necessarily prevent another stroke from happening, when you can recognize symptoms quickly, you can get help faster. And when you get help faster, often the severity of symptoms and effects of a stroke are reduced. So you've probably heard the acronym B FAST. Recognize that if you're having a stroke, you may have B, balance issues, E, eye and vision issues, F, facial drooping, A, arm weakness or numbness, S, speech issues, T, time to call 911. But also recognize that there are less common symptoms of a stroke, like sudden onset of a severe headache, nausea, vomiting, and fainting. If you liked this video, make sure that you check out my video on sleep and stroke recovery, as well as the importance of getting outside and stroke recovery. Subscribe to the channel and consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below. You can also support post-stroke by giving us a super thanks by clicking down in the YouTube bar below, by giving us a donation via PayPal or snail mail, as well as becoming a Patreon member. Links are in the description below. A huge thanks to all of the donors who make videos like these possible, with a special thanks to Heather G, Ryan D, and Modus Nova in our Empowerer tier on Patreon. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.